Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride, ever feel your desire. One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me. Before it vanishes like a wave. Get up to rock, get up to burn. Tell me the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high. Right to finish, that's what this made to start with. You haven't heard it, girl. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big fast sonic, that's my heartbeat in you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Chaos Cup. It is the semi-finals here in the first competition of the season. SP Beaver, thank you so much for the sub. 24 months? That's 2 years. Wow. Thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you. Truly, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I'm joined tonight by Artificial Bunny. How's it going, man?
Hey, seeing that bomb toss never, doesn't make me laugh. So.
Oh boy, I am
great.
gonna turn down your voice. Holy moly! All right, say something now, buddy.
Something now, buddy.
Hey, that sounds a lot better. SP Beaver, let me know if that if it's too quiet or too loud. I am not prepared tonight. Everything is a mess, but that's all right because we're gonna have two great games tonight. It's a doubleheader. Both semifinals are gonna be played tonight. And first up, we're gonna have a mirror match. It's the Masters of MAML versus That's Kinda Catchy. El Nubarino versus Sweet Bunny. Dark Elf versus Dark Elf. This is gonna be such a good matchup. I
have a prediction.
Bunny, do you? What is that prediction?
Dark Elves are going to the finals.
What? What? That's unheard of. That's unheard of. I think you might be right. Let's take a look at the bracket before we take a look at these rosters. All right, as you can see, those are the four teams advancing to the semifinals here in the first competition of the season. There are 3 open competitions followed by a invitational. The Blood Bowl itself, that's the big game. That's the championship competition. In this one, we have the Masters of MAML. They're the top seed. They'll be facing off. They're the Division A champions. They're facing off against That's Kinda Catchy, the 4th seed here in the semifinals. Dinnerbell Darlings will be coming up after this game. That is the Division B champions, also undefeated, a Dwarven team versus your team, Artificial Bunny, Pokeratman, the 3rd seed. That is a Skaven team. That's coming up immediately after this game. How are you feeling about your chances tonight?
Well, let's see how well I get stomped.
Oh, all right. First up, we're going to take a look at the Masters of MAML, a Dark Elf team coming in at a TV of 15-10. They have a 12-player roster tonight. He-Man, the level 3 blitzer, he's picked up Mighty Blow and tackles. Skeletor is injured. His AG is down to 3. I think he has a fractured skull, right?
Something like that.
Oh, he has a broken neck.
In the first game he played in?
Yeah, he got injured a long time ago, many weeks ago. He has a broken neck. Skeletor with a broken neck. I do have to ask, how does his head stay on his body? I'm not really sure how that works for Skeletor.
It's the magic of spite.
Duncan, the blitzer, level 2 blitzer. He's picked up the dodge skill that makes him a blodger. Block and dodge. That means there's only one face on the block die that will knock down Duncan. What a big, strong man he is. Stratos, the blitzer, is level 3. He picked up an extra point of MA, and he has sure hands. Oh my goodness, I am going to pass out. There are 2 Witch Elves on this roster. The Witch Elves come with Frenzy. Oh, I know. Frenzy, Dodge, they have Jump Up, one of which Tila has the block skill as well. Whiplash has picked up an extra point of strength, bringing him up to a massive strength of 4. And then 3 linemen all have the block skill. That's a lot of block on this roster. Man, this is a scary roster. What do you think of this?
Oh man, done so well at leveling his team.
He really has. Part of the game of Blood Bowl, you've heard me say it time and again, Blood Bowl is such a fun game because you have so many avenues, right? You have so much agency to win a game. Better coaches will win games. We've seen El Numerino make the finals again and again. He came in second place last year. He was the second place team all season long. One of the factors that makes a Blood Bowl coach a good Blood Bowl coach, one of the many, I should say, is being able to spread out your SPP. SPP stands for Star Player Points. Those are the experience points in this game of Blood Bowl, and you get them for various actions. Spreading them out across your team is A, deliberate, and B, gives you those key first skills on as many players as you can. And he's done a great job of it here, picking up block on these linemen. He's picked up block on Tila. He's got sure hands on Stratos. He's got a blodger out of Duncan. He's done an absolutely fantastic job of it, and he's come out with a killer roster here. He is coming in at a TV of 15-10. He has 2 team rerolls. Honestly, I think that's his biggest hurdle. That's his biggest flaw on this roster. 1 oppo, and he has the 7 fan factor. My goodness, it is not even the second competition of the season. He's got 7 fan factor. The fans love this team. He's going to be up tonight against That's Kind of Catchy. Sweet Bunny coming in at a TV of 1160. Whoa, boy, what is that difference? That's 11, 12, 13, 14. A lot of money. That's a lot of money. And, Sweet Bunny's picking up here tonight. Sweet Bunny, a newcomer to the league, but obviously not a newcomer to the game of Blood Bowl. Had a fantastic showing in this Chaos Cup. Obviously, he's here in the, I should say they are here in the Chaos Cup in the semifinals. They do have a 9-player roster. They're down 2 players. They're going to have to pick up 2 journeymen. Those 2 journeymen are going to cost him $140K in team value. So that's going to bring his bajillion dollars in petty cash down to maybe a gagillion dollars in petty cash. I think it's going to take him down into the high 200 range, which is still a lot of money in petty cash. He's done a pretty good. Indeed, we might see a star player tonight. He's done a pretty good job of spreading out his SPP as well, but you can see he's taken a very different tact, right? He does have 3 blitzers. They all come with the block skill. 1 has Mighty Blow. We saw that on the Masters of MAML. 1 has Tackle. We saw that on the Masters of MAML as well. He has 1 Witch Elf. The Witch Elf is a level 3. She's picked up Block and Sidestep. Blodge and Sidestep? What a combo.
Deadly.
That is absolutely deadly. That Witch Elf is super duper scary. But then on the lineman, he picked up...
too. It's just like...
Yeah, Jump Up's gonna save him that 3 MA when he stands up. He can get the block as well instead of having to blitz when he's prone. He has Frenzy, which means she's always a surf threat. But you can see he took a different tact with his lineman. He didn't go for block. He picked up Wrestle. What do you think about the difference here in the tactics?
Oh, man. I feel like against such a block-heavy team, Wrestle might be a really good take on this team.
What a good...
If they try and block him with block, he's just going to take them down with him.
Yeah, what a good pickup, right? I can't imagine this was so big-brained that he played for this game, right? But he did have they did have some bashy teams in his division. Russell went up great against those dwarves, and now he's here against all this block here in the semifinals. Russell's a great pickup. Russell means that when there's a both down result on a block, you and your opponent can go down. There's no armor roll, so you don't have to worry about the armor break, and there's not a turnover. This is great. This is absolutely great, especially with one time at band camp. The number 6 lineman having the injury, bringing their AV down to 7.
That's a little tough, but with Wrestle, I think it makes it a little safer.
I think it makes it a lot safer. 3 TRRs, 1 Apothecary, 5 Fan Factor, not as much as 7, but still a lot. How do the 2 teams play tonight? Well, it's going to be nothing but elven shenanigans all night long. There's going to be 22 elves on the pitch tonight. They're going to do what elves do. You can see they all have an AG of 4. That means running's an option. It means passing's an option. And because it's a mirror match, it means bashing's an option too. I think tonight whoever is on offense is going to have the momentum. Now that may sound obvious, right? You say, well, they have the ball, of course they have the momentum, but consider the Dark Elf versus Dwarf, right? The Dark Elf team, the Dwarven team is so slow. The Dark Elf team has the momentum until the Dwarven team breaks through the defense and then starts to cage on the other side of the defense and stall. Really, the momentum is with the Dark Elf team. A Dark Elf team is going to find itself with the momentum in most matchups, meaning momentum doesn't mean having advantage, right? Momentum means you're deciding the pace of the game, you're deciding the direction of the game. And I think tonight it's gonna be squarely in the hands of the offense. The offense is gonna be deciding where this game is played out on the pitch. The offense is gonna be deciding how far down the pitch something's gonna happen on a turn. The offense is gonna be deciding for the defense how many players they have back in the secondary to cover the passing game. And that in turn, because the offense is dictating the pace, I think these two teams are gonna play for a 2-1 grind tonight. Do you agree or disagree with that assessment?
I'll have to say I agree with that. And yeah, it's it's really going to be a chess match, I bet.
Yeah,
looking so good.
So good, and with so very different rosters. That's kind of catchy. He's going to have to deal with the two journeymen. The journeymen come with the loner skill. That means he's not going to want to do the rerolls on those journeymen. But really, elves, two journeymen on an elf team, who cares? Not a big deal, right? Not a big deal at all.
Agility 4 journeymen are still fantastic players.
That's right. Agility 4 journeymen still have an agility of 4. And in this version of the rules, this is not BB 2020. This is the LRB 6, the Living Rulebook 6. AG4 means you are a powerhouse. You are a superstar. You can do almost anything. Most of the rolls in this game are going to be AG rolls. And when you have an AG of 4, a positive roll, if it's a roll that gives you that free +1, that means a 2+ is all you need on a D6 roll. That's all you're looking for passes, for pickups, for dodges, you name it. So we'll see a lot of agility rolls tonight. You can't go ham with it because a D6, right? You don't have many options on a D6. There's only 6 options. You're bound to roll that one eventually. So you do have to be a little bit careful with it. But we're not talking about chaos dwarves or something like that. We'll see lots of dodging. We'll see. I have to imagine we're going to see passing in this game because it's such a viable option in this matchup. And it's going to be a lot of AG rolls. The block on the Masters of MAML means there's going to be a lot of, I think there's going to be a lot of bashing as well. I'm so excited for this matchup because it's just such an interesting one. All right, El Numerino says, okay, I'm here and I accepted my ticket. So a little backstage information here. Ava wasn't prepared for this at all. So let's go ahead and start this finals. We got the 4 teams. Right. Let's oh boy. Competition settings. All right, I think I'm just going to start the competition. Boy, I can't even remember how this works. Let's start the here it is. All right, so if you're unaware, Blood Bowl 3 has come out, and the Blood Bowl 3 interface and the Blood Bowl 2 interface, when I'm not prepared, I'm like, oh, which one does what? Do you want to create automatic seeding of teams? I absolutely do not. So our first game is going to be Masters of MAML as the home team versus That's Kind of Catchy, and then the Dinner Bell Darlings versus the Poker Ratmen. Let me just double check this. Look good to you, Artificial Bunny. It looks good to me.
Yeah.
All right, now the competition started. Let me alert the very patient coaches. Oh boy, all right. I had to get so much stuff done in like 10 minutes because everything fell apart, as things happen, right? But thankfully it worked out. The coaches were available to help out as well, so that was good. So without further ado here, let's get this first semifinal match started here. We're going to head on over to Cabal TV. I see the two coaches are ready to go. We're going to get this first semifinal game underway. The winner of this will advance to the Chaos Cup Finals, the champion of which, if the winner of the Chaos Cup will be extended an invitation. They will advance to the Blood Bowl. That is the championship tournament at the end of the season. There are 2 more competitions before that, the Spike Magazine Trophy and the Dungeon Bowl. The winners of those competitions will also advance to the Blood Bowl, as well as at least one of the runners-up. There's a minimum of 4 teams in the Blood Bowl. Seeing as I was not prepared because I had to fix a bunch of technical issues. I don't know exactly how much money he's got in the in petty cash, but it's a whole lot. It's so much that we probably, I think we're going to see one of his star players come out. If not, a wizard's always a good option. If he wants to go up against this heavy block team, right? Maybe he picks up a bribe. Maybe he says, you know what? I'm just going to foul you. Foul City tonight. El Nubarino says every team is a bashy team. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Boot Polish, however, says the only good elf is a dead elf, and the next best thing is when they lose. I have high hopes for this game. Well,
good news. There's going to be one Dark Elf losing tonight.
There is going to be one Dark Elf losing tonight. There are no draws from this point out in the Chaos Cup. Every game has to end in a win for one team and a loss for the other. If the game is tied at the end of turn 16, we will go into overtime. Overtime is effectively another half, so to speak. It's another 8 turns. It's sudden death. The first team to score will win. If it is tied at the end of overtime, it will sadly go to kicks. Still waiting for the inducement phase to finish up here for the team. Again, yeah, of course, yes. It's a lot of money to spend here for That's Kind of Catchy. As Peeper says, we have had a game go to kicks, right? We've had 2 games go to kicks. Yes, we have. Yeah, so I really hope in Blood Bowl 3, we don't know yet because Blood Bowl 3 kind of doesn't work, but I really hope in Blood Bowl 3 we can see when they implement Cabal TV or spectator mode, whatever they're going to end up calling it, that we can see the inducement phase, because I think it's a very fun part of the game. I would love to see what the coaches are picking as they pick them, but we'll see what Cyanide Studios has up their sleeve for whenever that feature rolls out. Still in the inducement phase here. Again, not to be unexpected, lots of choices. What do you think he's going to pick up for his inducements in this?
Ooh, I'd be kind of excited to see either Eldril or Roxana. Oh, the match is gone. Take out the space.
The match is gone. Take out the space.
It's going. Sorry. Just look for L.
Oh, the match is gone. Take out the space was so cryptic.
Sorry. I saw it, pick it up finally, and I was like, all right, we're going. And then, yeah, never mind.
All right. This game is semifinal matchup. To get underway, we see that Sweet Bunny has picked up a Babe and a Wizard. He's got 3 rerolls, 1 Bloodwiser Babe that's going to make his knockout rolls a 3+ instead of a 4+. And then, of course, he's picked up the Wizard. Always a good pickup in this version of the rules, in my opinion. You can't go wrong with a Wizard. 12 players for the Masters of MAML, 11 for That's Kind of Catchy. Of course, they have the 2 Journeymen. El Nubarino electing to go with this this L-shaped screen here. So he's going to try to screen out this offense here. He's got 3 players on the line of scrimmage. You will rarely see an Elven team put more than 3 players on the line of scrimmage unless they're going to be on offense and they can get the blocks off first. As you see here with That's Kind of Catchy, he's got 5 players on the line. He's going to try to get 2 die blocks across the defensive line. This L shape that you see here This is to prevent the blitz on those back players. And this allows him to set up 2 players back here to screen out the entire pitch, which he's going to have to do because the pass is a threat in this game. $42 to set up the offense here for that's kind of catchy. He does have another strategic option here in this game. The Masters of MAML only have 2 rerolls. That's kind of catchy. Can try to play the reroll game and force the Masters of MAML to burn through their rerolls early. If they can do that, the odds change dramatically on the dice rolls. And when that happens, that means now all your actions are different, right? Your action order is different. Everything you do is different. When you don't have that safety of a reroll, things change. Here's the kick to start the game. Weather's going to stay the same here, but we're going to get an extra space on the scatter. It's going to splatter. It's going to scatter inside the pitch. Turn 1 underway.
Splatter is when you have the organ ball.
that's right. Oh, I'm so excited for this matchup. There's just 2 wildly different team compositions. Like, it's the same race, but both coaches have chosen to go 2 very different ways with them. We'll see which one's going to be the victor tonight. Gets a mark on number 7, Whiplash. He's going to go for the 2-die blitz on Whiplash. The 2 assists will bring this up to a 2-die. He gets the knockdown. He's looking for a 9+ here. Doesn't get it. Good block, though. That was a mighty blow block. He's hunting for those high-dollar players. He's hunting for those important positionals. Boy, I worked I had a long day today. I worked all day, and then I ate. And then I had about 30 minutes to get ready for the games.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. 2-die block on the line. Gets a pal here on the right side of the line. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Advances the right tackle here, the journeyman. 2-die block on the center defensive tackle is going to be a push. Final 2-die block on the line gets another pal here. Doesn't get anything out of the knockdown, but that's going to cut his movement in half next turn. Being a lineman, he's probably okay with that. He'll just stand right back up and get back into position on the line. Good pickup here by Are You Not Entertained, the number 1 Witch Elf, the level 3 Witch Elf. This is the Witch Elf with sidestep.
Indeed, I am quite entertained.
S'mores Dragon says, I'm calling this the pumpkin versus tomato game. You know what? That's cool.
I like that.
Segnor's Loop, welcome to the stream. Moves the ball carrier back a couple of spaces. He's going to keep this ball safe. We saw him in his last game play it very casually. He kept the ball on his first quarter of the pitch for an entire half before going for the score. We might see the same again here. Turn 1 now to the Masters of MAML. They don't really have any blocks to take. They do have a mark, which means they could take a 1-die if they really want to do it, but I doubt they do. I think we'll see number 2, Skeletor, dodge away. He might want to reset his line here, and he might just leave the defense in formation where it is. After his stand-ups, of course.
A little risky dodging away Skeletor, since he's
With
only
the,
AG3.
AG3, yeah. That'll be a 3+ dodge instead of a 2+, which is a significant difference. 1 minute to go here in turn 1 for the Masters of MAML. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Taking the mark. It looks like he's going to try to blitz down. Answer to life 42, the number 8 lineman over in the right wide zone.
He could get a serve.
He could get a serve.
Mark.
And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take the mark on number 9. That's going to negate the assist from number 9. We'll see Evil Lynn come in to this position here to try to get the surf on the number 8 lineman. We'll see if he gets it. Looks like he's going to give up the left wide zone. Here's that blitz. 2-die blitz. Is he going to re-roll it? I imagine he is. Oh my goodness. He's not going to get the surf he was looking for. He is going to get the knockdown. Has to follow up, do the frenzy, but he has an escape hatch over on the sideline.
Ooh, and only one re-roll left for the half already.
Boy. He really wanted that surf. Yep, and Evil Lynn will just scoot back into position. Well done. Masters of MAML down to 1 reroll, as you mentioned. I don't know. I wouldn't have spent it. I wouldn't have spent it.
Yeah, might have been a witch elf going off at that point, though. They only have an AV of 7.
That's very true. They only have an AV of 7, which is fairly brittle. Turn 2, back to That's Kinda Catchy. Journeyman on the left side will take the mark on number 10, Beastman. He is a lineman with the block skill. SP Beaver says, with that low of an AV, you may not want to risk the witch. It's fair enough. It's totally fair enough. I would have risked it. But I am also not in the semifinals, so that should tell you what, what my tactics really mean. 1 minute, 27 seconds left in turn 2 for That's Kinda Catchy. They still have a wizard on the table. I can't imagine we're going to see Sweet Bunny burn that wizard unless he can convert on it. Breaks armor, gets a KO on Beastman. First removal of the day. 1-man player advantage now for That's Kinda Catchy. Went in for the blitz, worked out. Well done. He decided he's not gonna play around in this game. He moved that ball up to his own 6-yard line. Blitz has been spent. He's got a 2-die block at the line. Here's that 2-die. Gets the knockdown on Skeletor. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. This is going to free up the number 11 Journeyman here. Banrel. S'mores Dragon says, look at all that ketchup on the field. Delicious. Failed dodge by number 9. 2+ dodge here. He's considering re-rolling it. He decides not to. Gets a KO! Oh no! And just like that, it's 10v10 on the pitch.
Who's in the KO box now?
10v10 on the pitch, and ironically, both removals thanks to Sweet Bunny. Turn 2, back to the Masters of MAML now. Boot Polish says those skinny pants aren't doing them any favors. Oh no, those are yoga pants. They're just really comfortable. Don't worry about it. It's really good for Blood Bowl. SPV says I will give that to Blood Bowl 3. They may not have a functioning game, but they sure spent their time on the blood graphics staining the pitch. They sure did. You might not be able to play the game, but boy, is there blood on the pitch. Remember, that dodge was a AG4 dodge. That was a positive dodge, so it was a 2+, only fails on a 1. And that is unfortunately what Sweet Bunny rolled. S'mores Dragon says their project managers really knew how to prioritize. Bob, listen, the game doesn't work yet. I hear what you're saying. And we'll do that next sprint. But this sprint, why don't we just really focus on the blood graphics? Can we get that in? It's really critical priority.
I mean, the game isn't called Working Ball.
The game's not called Functional Ball. It's called Blood Bowl. 2-9 Blitz by Tila the Witch Elf. Gets a pal on Camphil the Journeyman. He's looking for a 9+ here. He's going to have to follow up due to Frenzy. Now he's got a mark on number 5, but won't be able to take the block. Is he going to dodge with Tila? He is.
Seems like the safest way to go.
Yeah, the Witch Elves have the dodge skill. So when you're just looking for a 1, it's a 1 in 36. What's the worst that can happen? Nuffle, please don't punish me for saying that. El Marino keeping the defensive formation intact, doing a great job on defense here, screening out the pitch. Turn 3 back to That's Kind of Catchy. Has the cage set up on the 6-yard line. The number 8 lineman picked off on the right sideline. He's probably going to stay down for quite a while. Takes the assist on number 12. We get a 2-die block with number 6. Gets the knockdown on Trapjaw. Breaks armor. Gets a stun.
Poor Trapjaw.
More like Glassjaw, am I right? Still has his blitz on the table. I was going to ask you where you think he's going to blitz, but I guess we'll find out. It's got to be against Clawful. He'll get a push out of this. He's opened up almost a hold down pitch. See if he can capitalize on the stun next turn. Plenty of movement left with this blitzer. Moves the blitzer back into position on the cage. If you're new to Blood Bowl, welcome. This formation here is known as a cage. So you can see he's got these 4 players here on the corners. Typically you'd see one here, one here, one here, and one here for a tight cage. And the reason for that is these players can all lend an assist on a block. So if somebody wants to come in and blitz your ball carrier, they are going to be in a world of hurt with all these assists. It's going to be really, really tough to get at that ball carrier without first cracking his cage open. There are ways to do it. Hello, Wood Elves. But pretty solid tactic when you're on offense to cage up.
Hello, vampires.
SB Beaver says if you roll enough 6s, there's always a hole. It's very true.
We've seen that happen a couple times.
Bootpal says, stand that journey to Elf. Let him do his job. He's there to play. Turn 3 now, back to the Masters of MAML. Again, a great job with this formation. I imagine he'll take maybe take the 2-die on number 6, get a blitz on someone. I don't know how aggressive he's going to get here. I don't think he wants to. I think maybe he'll take the block on number 6, take the blitz on number 10, and call it a turn. Especially down. Oh, he is going to get aggressive. Here we go. He takes the mark on the back right corner of the cage. Here's the blitz. Oh boy. 2-die blitz on number 4. Double skulls!
Oh! Good thing he still had that reroll.
Oh, doesn't have any more. He'll follow up here after the knockdown. He has a mark on the Witch Elf. But unless he pulls players in on the right side, I mean, this Witch Elf, really, she can go wherever she wants.
Yeah. Tackle helps, but not that much.
Not that much. Tackle will negate the dodge skill. He's going to close the gap on the right side of this cage here. He's making his move. It's going to be on this turn. If this doesn't work out, then we'll see that's kind of catchy. Very likely score in a couple of turns. So he's moved in his defense to encircle the offense here. He doesn't need to move these players. He can leave them where he is because now he has control over all of this pitch. I mean, that's most of the pitch. Takes one step forward with Stratus, the number 4 blitzer. Crosses the line of scrimmage with Argthil, the number 8 lineman. Shifts the second Witch Elf over to the left, and that'll be the turn. Turn 4. Back to that's kind of catchy. They can get a stand-up 2-die block on He-Man if they choose. SB Beaver says, I just realized we have 2 Dark Elf teams and 0 Assassins. How are they supposed to stab? No stabbing here tonight. Takes a stand up with number 4. He's got the 2-die block on He-Man.
I was really trying to take out He-Man when I was playing against them.
He's He-Man. You can't take out He-Man. He has the power.
He did indeed.
He might be considering if he wants to take the blitz with the ball carrier instead so he can move this ball carrier. In Blood
I can't
Bowl,
imagine that he would.
yeah. In Blood Bowl, every player on your team can take an action, but you can only do one action. So if you take a block, you can't take a blitz. Blitz coming in from the first rule of Fight Club. Frees up the ball carrier. Boot Polish says, I thought I was watching Blood Bowl. This is just some high fantasy ballet. Looks like he's going to advance the ball a couple of spaces here. Moves number 2 up. Moves the number 10 lineman back. $15 left in the turn for That's Kind of Catchy. 3 rerolls versus none for the Masters of MAML. And indeed, the ball's going to move forward 2 spaces. Ball now on That's Kind of Catchy's own 2-yard line. Takes a number of marks here on the right. Takes the 1-die block. Gets the skull. He decides to re-roll it. Oh, he'll get the knockdown here due to wrestle. Now he's going to take another 1-die. Gets a push. Gives himself a little bit of breathing room here with these 2 risky die rolls. Well done. Final turn of the first quarter now. Back to the Masters of MAML. No longer screening out the pitch. They've got to keep their defense intact, right? Once a hole's open, they're in trouble. No rerolls means the Masters of MAML have to be very, very careful about their action order here. In Blood Bowl. Generally speaking, with very few exceptions, if you fail a die roll, then your turn is over. It's called a turnover, and that is it. So if you activate your very first player and you fail a die roll, you do not get to activate your remaining 10 players, or in this case, 9 players.
And I think Sweet Bunny forgot about the answer to life.
Is that number 4? No.
Number 8. Laying on the side of the field since
Oh, yeah.
the second turn.
I forgot about him too. There he is. He's just hanging out, staring at the
Taking a
sky.
little nap.
Yeah, he's cool. 2-die blitz to start the turn. Both down results going to result in a both standing result due to the block scale. Block scale means if you roll a both down result, you do not go down. "43 seconds left in the quarter."
Really nice to have Juggernaut.
Juggernaut would be wonderful. We saw Doug the Minotaur take Juggernaut on his Witch Elf last season on his Dark Elf team. Surfed a Flesh Golem, which I've never seen in my life. He's resetting his defense here. He's giving up the pressure on the left side. Lots of marks here. He's going to have to rely on the fact that Sweet Bunny's not going to be able to get the assists. Continuing to apply pressure on the right side of the cage. Whiplash has that massive strength of 4. 4 seconds to go. Lodger comes in and takes a mark. Wow, lots of marks. That is the quarter. Second quarter begins here. That's kind of catchy. Has yet to cross the line of scrimmage. 2 rerolls remaining for them. The Masters of MAML have none.
They still have 4 turns to make it all the way.
Plenty of turns for an Elven team. "30 seconds have come and gone in this turn. No action yet. Sweet Bunny carefully deciding what he's going to do on this turn. He has got a lot of marks. A lot of marks.
Will you remember 42?
How you doing, buddy? You feeling good? Under a minute to go here in turn 5. That's kind of catchy. Finally got to action number 4. Takes 2 marks over on the left wide zone. Gets the 2-die block out of this. Gets the knockdown on Stratos. Well done. He's looking for a way to make these 2-die blocks happen. There was one.
Can't imagine either team wants to risk a side cage with all that frenzy about.
Yeah, half cage on the sideline is a scary proposition when you got 2 Witch Elves on the opposing team. SP Beaver says he's strategically down. He will jump up, catch the ball, and score a TD, or fail a GFI. Just you wait. All right, I'll wait for it. All right, he's moving this ball down pitch. Crosses the line of scrimmage. He's now on the opposing 6-yard line. Blitz coming up. Looks like it's going to be on Skeletor. Here it is. 2-die blitz. Gets the POW. Well done. Breaks armor as well. Skeletor's injured again? One-man player advantage for That's Kind of Catchy. 2 players down on the Masters of MAML's side. 4 seconds left in this turn. He's got some movements to take. 3 seconds. That'll be it. Turn 5 now for the Masters of MAML.
That ball is not safe.
That ball is not safe. SP Beaver says, hasn't Skeletor been through enough? He's got to deal with He-Man all the time. Gets a stun on number 6 here. Start his turn 5. El Numerino, that is. S'mores Dragon says, I told him he wasn't fully healed yet. Two-die block on number 2. Gets the push on Giggity Giggity. Blitz still on the table. I have to imagine it's going in one direction. Not an easy blitz to take, though. I mean, that is a blodger with sidestep. Gets a stun on Banrel. There's an assist. Probably wants to negate the assist from number 5 as well. He's got to be careful about sidestep. Sidestep means that when you get blocked, let's say you take a block in this direction. If you get pushed back, you're going to get pushed back into one of the 3 spaces behind you. So in this case, it'll be here, here, or here. And the attacker will decide. Sidestep means that you decide where you go, and it doesn't have to be back. Two-die blitz on the ball carrier. He is going to get the knockdown here. Where's the ball going to scatter? Holy moly, that was the only die face that would have knocked down the ball carrier. It would have been a frenzy block. But man, that's not where you want the ball to be if you want to pick it up. Takes another 2-die block, this time against number 7. He'll get a 2-die block against number 10 as well. I'm surprised he hasn't... Gets a good stun here. He hasn't stood up Stratos. That means he's probably going to dodge with Stratos. Gets another good block here. And indeed he does. Dodges with Stratos. Tried to dodge on the ball. 50-50 dodge didn't work out. The ball's going to scatter one space forward. Turn 6 for That's Kind of Catchy.
That was a very gutter runner move, Evan. Guess we'll get to see a jump up hit, probably.
I think so. SB Beaver says, the hero elf has joined! Stratos, he's the He-Man character with the wings. He should have just flew in. That was really his mistake. 2 rerolls remaining for That's Kind of Catchy. This is his half on offense, so he really does want to score in this half. Takes a mark on number 8.
Finally remembered the answer to life.
1 minute left in the turn. Formation's falling apart here in this scrum. 3 players stunned. That is not good for That's Kind of Catchy. Gets the 2-die blitz here, gets a push. Still has some movement with the blitzer. Yeah, he's going to take the mark on Evil Lyn. $30 seconds. He's deciding how or even if he wants to take the block on Evil Lyn. Takes a 2-die block against the number 8 lineman. He'll push him back towards center pitch and will decides not to follow up here. I thought for sure he would. He's going to make it a 1-die block against Evil Lyn. He's going to get a push. That's really all he needed here. All right, we're going to see the Witch Elf. Are you not entertained? Number 1. Jump up, dodge, try to pick this ball up. Good jump up, good dodge. Failed the pickup. He's going to spend a reroll. Absolutely. Well done on the pickup.
Where do you take it now, though? Nothing to say.
To Nuffle's prayer room is where you take it. He's going to go down pitch. He's booking it down pitch. Well done by Sweet Bunny. We'll see if he can stay alive here on turn 6. That is a blodger, and she has sidestepped. So he's relying on his skill set here to keep her on her feet for the turn. We'll see if it works out.
Fair enough.
There's one assist. Who do you blitz with? Do you blitz with the... Oh, boy. It's got to be the Witch Elf, right? It has to be.
I might go with the lineman. The one with block.
Yeah. I think I would go with the Witch Elf so I can get the second block if the first one doesn't work out. Masters of MAML trying to figure out what to do here. The blitz is almost certainly going to happen on the ball carrier. It has to. Or else that's kind of catchy. He's going to score. He's going to move some other players into position first. We'll see if he moves somebody down pitch. He does have He-Man close enough to scoring position. Oh, he's going to take the blitz as is. 2-die blitz. Gets a push. It's not going to be enough. Needed the pal to take that player off her feet. She's going to sidestep one space to the right. That's going to all but assure that she's going to have a free path to the end zone. I think Evil Lynn's going to have to GFI into position here. But really, there's no way. Well, let's see. Yeah, GFI into position right here, I think, is really the only thing you can do. You can get a GFI with Tila as well. 2 GFIs. GFIs never fail, right?
Never. Alarm.
Just as I say that, SB Beaver sounds GFI warning. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Shoo! I was going crazy. 5 seconds to go. He's got to get somebody into position if he wants to stop the score. Well, it's not going to happen when you fail a dodge. Oh, no. Oh, boy, that was close. Evelyn got stunned. Positive dodge to a score. With the dodge skill coming up, and that's kind of catchy. It's a 2+ dodge. He gets a free reroll on it as well. It's a 1 in 36 chance that he doesn't score. We'll see if it happens. If I were him, I might take the assist on number 8, take the blitz with the ball carrier, and then score. That's what I would do.
Ooh, Frenzy Blitz, though?
Oh, that's right. She has Frenzy. That would be such a dumb move.
Just adding die rolls to it.
That's kind of catchy. Deciding what blocks he can take, if he will take them at all. He does have a reroll left in the half. But this turn will almost certainly end with the Witch Elf scoring, or at least attempting to score. He's going to take a 2-die block against He-Man. There's 2 assists. Mighty blow block on He-Man. Let's go. Gets a push out of it. Doesn't get anything out of his blitz. He can stand up number 6 to get a 2-die on Whiplash. And it's a 2-die with a Journeyman. Oh no!
Weren't we just saying something about rolling 2 ones?
Holy moly!
1 in 36?
1 in 30. Nuffle provides. Oh, did I not catch it? Oh, that's unfortunate. There it is. A 1 in 36 chance to fail that dodge, and it happened. The Masters of MAML prayed to Nuffle, and Nuffle giveth. They're gonna try to shoot this ball way down pitch. A handoff, a pass and a handoff can see this ball go almost the length of the pitch. Either way, they're gonna have to end this turn in scoring position if they want to score on this half. Remember, however, that That's Kinda Catchy does have a wizard in play. Good ball pickup. Hand off to number 9. He's not getting a lot of... Oh, boy. Nuffle giveth, Nuffle taketh away. 2+ catch failed. Turn 8 for That's Kinda Catchy. I think his only move is really... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. His only move is to pass to the Witch Elf.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can see. To go for it, to
Yeah.
to make a pass.
Yeah.
Well marked.
Dead Freddy, welcome to the stream. Dead Freddy says, I'm still traumatized by the 1 in 36 from last game. Nuffle enjoys drama. Yes, he does. Nuffle enjoys chaos.
Is that why we've had so many chaos teams in the Blood Bowl?
Oh, no! I am speechless.
Yes, I am
That was another failed dodge by the Witch Elf. Trips over her own feet, stuns herself. Turn 8 now for the Masters of MAML. They don't have a reroll left. They'll pick up to hand off to number 4. Can they even score? They can't. No, they can, but it's got to get to Bazinga, the number 4 blitzer.
So, can you give those dice to Doug when we play our game?
He's going to take the blitz first. Gets a push out of this. I don't like that. Now Bazinga's marked. Oh, it looks like he's not going to score at all. He's just going to go for the blocks. Oh, I would have totally gone for the score. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still well, no, he's got the 3 die here on the journeyman. He'll get a push out of it despite all those die rolls, or all those dice rather. Dead Freddy says, "Where's the famed elf BS? It's been replaced by Nuffle BS." He is going to foul the Witch Elf. 3 assists on this foul. Let's go. Doesn't get anything out of it. Doesn't get called off the pitch. Doug Newstar says that isn't his player. Oh, was it not his player? All right then. All right then. 0-0 at the half. Masters of MAML had an excellent defense for the first quarter of the game. In the second quarter, boy, Nuffle was having none of it. Masters of MAML are going to set up on offense here for the second half of this game. Tie game. The Masters of MAML, thankfully, are going to get back 2 of their rerolls. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did nobody come back onto the pitch?
Nap time.
Nuffle is having a field day tonight.
Halftime is nap time.
So with the extra player, does that make it 10v10? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. (10v5). It is 10. It is in fact 10v10 on the pitch. All right. Doug the Minotaur said, "Entertaining half for sure." Indeed. That's kind of catchy. He's going to have to find a way to get this ball back in the score, and if that's not looking promising, then they're going to have to play to overtime. Overtime works just like you're starting a new game, except you still roll for KOs. You don't get back any of your casualties. But most important, you still flip a coin to see who's going to kick off and who's going to receive. But crucially, you do not get back your team rerolls. So if it's not looking good for That's Kind of Catchy to score, but they can still hold out their defense, they'll probably hold on to those rerolls and try to save them for overtime. Boot Polish did the math so that Witch Elf pulled a 1 in 1,296 outcome. I hope she bought a lottery ticket.
Still better odds than the lottery.
It's still much better odds than the lottery. Orders, plural, orders of magnitude better. Three-man defensive line. Now, for That's Kind of Catchy, you see they're going with a different defensive formation here than Masters of MAML. Masters of MAML tried to screen out the pitch. You can see Sweet Bunny here going with a like a 3-5-2 almost. He's got 3 players on the line. He's got 3 linebackers. He's got 2 corners. And then he's got these 2 safeties stacked up in the back. He's giving up the sidelines. But he's pretty strong at center pitch. He wants to keep these players mobile, and he wants these players to go to where they need to be. If the Masters of MAML want to dedicate to a wide zone, I think That's Kind of Catchy will gladly accommodate him and try to encircle the offense. Here's the kick. Neither team with a kicker. Brilliant coaching. The Masters of MAML.
Ooh, that's great for them.
That is huge. They're going to go from 2 rerolls to 3. Turn 9 now. Do you think Sweet Bunny's cursing Nuffle's name right now?
Undoubtedly.
Don't curse Nuffle. He'll hear you. 2-die block on the line. We get the knockdown due to the block skill. Gets stunned. Second 2-die block on the right defensive tackle. He'll get a push. Follows up. Number 9's not going to lend an assist on number 8. He'll get the assist with his own number 8 to get the 2-die block. Oh, I'm sorry. He's strength 4. He doesn't need an assist from anyone. He works out.
He's his own assist.
2-die block on the center defensive tackle. He re-rolls this. Oh, it's going to be a turnover. He'll get a stun out of it, but that'll be the end of the turn. Rolled into quad skulls and lost that free reroll. Man, Nuffle has a sense of humor.
There are those odds again.
You know what this is? This is Nuffle punishing me for even talking about odds. He says, odds, there are no odds. It is my will.
Or I guess that's more likely since it was a both down and a skull. So.
Turn 9 for That's Kind of Catchy. They're going to move the left corner back up to the line of scrimmage. Dead Freddy has the right idea. He says Nuffle knows best. Amen, brother.
And
Amen.
how?
2 stuns on the line. We'll see if that's kind of catchy. Tries to pick off these. I'm sorry, not this. Masters of MAML try to pick off these players or not on their upcoming turn. Boot Polish says 42 will have been napping for half the game when he wakes up.
I think he'd be well rested by now.
Number 7's going to move down pitch and mark the number 6 Witch Elf, Evil Lyn. He's 3 spaces off of the ball. Dead Freddy says Masters of MAML are in no rush. 8-turn drive is ideal for them. Indeed it is. Elves can score very, very quickly. So not only does that mean the Masters of MAML are in no rush, but more importantly, they want to waste as much time as possible. They do not want to give that kind of catchy a lot of turns to score their own TD. 2-die blitz on Evil Lyn gets the POW.
And the go for
it. Barely. He's looking for an 8+ here. Doesn't get it. When you take a movement action in Blood Bowl, you can move your full movement allowance. That's the MA stat on your player. And you can move up to 2 more spaces. Each of those is called going for it. All you have to do is roll a d6 for each space you want to move in addition to your movement allowance. And just don't roll a 1. If you don't roll a 1, you can take that extra movement. If you roll a 1, you fall on your face. Good stun on the line. Masters of MAML are going to pull back onto the ball here. Still have their blitz suspend. The blitz is undoubtedly going to be on Bazinga, the number 4 blitzer. Has yet to stand up Evil Lyn. That suggests Evil Lyn's going to dodge.
Could be a jump up block.
It could very well be a jump up block. That is correct. You're absolutely right. Which else do have jump up? That means they can take a block instead of a blitz. $50 seconds left in the turn. Masters of MAML are going to pull their line back. Here's the 2-die blitz. It's going to get a push on Bazinga. Elects to follow up. He's going to keep Bazinga marked. But he does free up this ball.
Maybe pick up with Stratus.
MA of 8, why not?
And sure hands. Definitely helps out.
You know what? Sure hands is the more important skill there. Here comes the ball pickup. It's a free reroll, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious.
As I always say, sure, hands.
Sure, I have hands. That is another 1 in 36 failure here. This time on the ball pickup. The ball will scatter into the hands of his teammate, Duncan, the number 3 blitzer, who is perhaps graciously a blodger. But that's kind of catchy's up now to try to wrestle this ball away. Oh my goodness. It is heartbreaking when you're an Elven coach. It is heartbreaking to see you fail those 2+ die rolls. But I assure you, every other coach, when they see it, they are like, yes!
And how?
Dead Freddy says elves have been replaced by imposter Kemri. That's kind of catchy. It's their turn with the aggressive defense here. They're going to try to get this ball back. very least, they're going to try to stop it from moving forward and staying protected. 2-die block, he's going to get the knockdown on the number 8 lineman here. And breaks armor. And gets a KO. Well done. One-man player advantage. But that's kind of catchy. 10v9 on the pitch now. That's kind of catchy. Doing a great job here, capitalizing with his defense. He got in there early. He had a player ready to go. He had a couple players ready to go. And when the die roll didn't work out for the Masters of MAML, he's in position to take advantage and capitalize on it. Takes the 1-die blitz on the ball carrier, gets a skull, spends the reroll. It's going to be a... No, it's not going to be a dodge push because he has tackle. Absolutely genius.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely genius.
Oh, can they score?
He can. He can score with a GFI. He's got to get that ball in his hand first. Tackle negates the dodge skill. That means the defender's stumbles result will be a knockdown. Oh, brilliant move. Dead Freddy says, every time one of my elves gets KO'd, my first thought is, thank goodness, they're safe now. Here's the ball pickup. Good pickup, good dodge. Can he GFI to score? He can! 1-0. That's kind of catchy with a defensive touchdown.
Bazinja.
Well done by Sweet Buddy. Oh my goodness. Oh, the knocked out elves are going to come back on the pitch. Doug the Minotaur. The pressure is on now. Doug the Minotaur has simply this to say. Let me make sure I get the quote right. Elves. 1-0 the score now. The Masters of MAML are going to be on offense again, but they have 6 turns to try to score. Remember, this game cannot end in a draw. If the game is tied at the end of 16 turns, we're going to overtime.
6 turns to score with a wizard in play.
With a wizard in play, that is very, very true. If he tries to run this ball down pitch, he's going to have to keep that cage spread out a little bit because the wizard... So the wizard is an inducement where there's a wizard hiding somewhere in the stands. And once per game, he can cast a fireball. He knows 2. I'm sorry, he can cast a spell. He knows 2 spells. One's a fireball. That fireball affects a 3x3 grid on the pitch. Every player, friend or foe in that 3x3 grid, rolls a die. On a 4+, they're going to get knocked down and you go through the requisite armor breaks. The other spell he knows is a lightning bolt. The lightning bolt affects 1 space on the pitch, but whoever's... Oh!
Oh, bribery.
Oh, man. Each team is going to get a bribe here for the game. Is it going to be Foul City, Foul Central, Foul USA?
Isn't that in Florida?
Malik says fireball. All right, so the other skill is the lightning bolt. It affects 1 square, but it's a 2+, so that can stop a runaway pass, like a runaway receiver. So wizards are very, very powerful. In fact, they were nerfed in Blood Bowl 2020. Good knockdown by number 10. Gets a stun on Banrail. Segnor's Loop says, and a murder skink runs out of the field out of nowhere. 2-die block on the line. Works out due to the block skill. Gets a knockdown. Final 2-die block will be against the number 10 Journeyman. Murder skink, mutter skink. You know, whatever. SP Beaver says, Blood Bowl 3 wouldn't let me use the fireball, so I had to use the frog. Like, there's a bug and it wouldn't let you use the fireball? 50 seconds left in turn 11 for the Masters of MAML. SB Beaver confirms, yeah, it was a bug. And Blood Bowl 3. When it's fixed, it'll be fine. But right now, it is not fine. Dead Freddy says, a skink pops out of the trap door. Too bad that's not a thing. It's a thing in Blood Bowl 3. 2-die blitz against number 7's got to get the pal here. Doesn't break armor. He's going to run Clawful, the number 9 lineman, down pitch. He's threatening that pass. Boy, what a game this has been. I said the momentum would be in the hands of the offense all game. I was wrong. The momentum is in the hands of Nuffle.
Definitely. Oh, all those fails. It's like,
man.
Oh. Really hoping that they're all out of the dice system by the time my game starts.
the dice have gotten all the ones out of their system.
Yeah.
Nothing but 6s.
Exactly.
Well, you want to save some 1s for your opponent.
True.
Masters of MAML keeping a wide cage here. He's well aware that that wizard is somewhere in the stands. Ends the turn with the 2-die block on the line. Gets the knockdown, follows up. Turn 11 now. Back to That's Kinda Catchy. They're up 1-0. 2 rerolls for each coach for the rest of the game. That's 6 turns, but it might be 14 turns. You also want to save your rerolls if you go to kicks. Those rerolls are going to help you out with the kicks as well. Turn 11 for That's Kinda Catchy. They're going to take a mark on number 12. That's Trapdoll on the 4-yard line. They take a mark on the downfield receiver as well. Take a mark on Whiplash. That's the strength 4 lineman. The Witch Elf is going to take a lateral movement, a couple of spaces to the right. She's still in the safety position. He's going to move some players a little bit forward on the left side of the pitch here. He's going to control the pitch that's given to him. Two-die blitz gets the pal here against that strength 4 Whiplash. He's looking for a 9. He got it. And he got a KO. Well done. He took that strength 4 off the pitch. What a great blitz.
I talked to Whiplash before the game, and the only thing he had to say about his chances tonight were, "Hoo-ah!"
Wait, does he have 11 players on the pitch? He does. What on earth?
Elves, man.
Elves aren't supposed to have 11 players on the pitch. That's the one thing they're not supposed to have. One-man player advantage for That's Kinda Catchy here. 11v10. Berserker Tempest, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate that. Ted Freddy says 11 is a luxury. It is. Thank you very, very much for the sub, Berserker Tempest. Very kind of you. I appreciate it very much. Turn 12 now. Back to the Masters of MAML. He's probably gonna play for the draw at the end of regular play, right?
Ooh, I would imagine so.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game, I would play to try to... I try to win this game, or not win this game. I try to score 1-1 as late as I can, and then hope I win the coin toss. But if you're going to play like that, then you really need to be careful with your rerolls, and it's going to have to change your action order for the rest of the game. Or at the very least, the rest of this half.
With the wizard in play, it really makes it iffy.
Yeah, and his positioning on the pitch because of that wizard's going to have to be kind of strange too, right? Like he doesn't want to get a tight cage going because of the fireball, but he needs to have a number of players near the ball carrier because of the lightning bolt. He needs to make sure that ball is protected. Brings in the assist for the 2-die block against Bazinga. Dead Freddy says draw is the goal. Masters of MAML went undefeated in regular play in this competition, 7-0-0. Boot Polish says, actually, Elven Death is the goal, although watching them fail agility rolls has been pretty good. Ball carrier is going to advance down to the opposing 12-yard line, over in the right wide zone now, so he's committed to the right wide zone. He's pretty far down pitch. I imagine that's kind of catchy here. If they can't get the ball, they're going to try to force this score.
Real good block for fireballing.
1 second left in this turn. Takes the 2-die block. Oh, no! Gets double both down results. It's not going to work out because he took the block against a player with the block skill. At least he didn't get removed from the pitch. But that's going to free up Bazinga, the blitzer. That ball. Boot Polish says, the winds of magic are gathering. Everybody's looking up in the sky, and they can see dark clouds coming in over the stadium.
Yeah, I don't think he's using it.
I don't think he needs to in this turn. Breaks armor on the knockdown against number 3. Gets a great stun on Duncan. Gets the assist to get the 2-die against number 9. Gets a POW here as well. Looking for that 9. Gets it again! Clawful is dead! Is the Oppo going to be spent here? The Oppo is spent. Can he save his life? He saved his life at the expense of his skull. Oh boy. It keeps him alive. It won't keep him in this game. 2-man player advantage now for that's kind of catchy.
Wasn't using that skull anyways.
The doctor saved his life, but cracked his skull in the process. Segner's Loop says the 80s Scorpion song Winds of Change popped into my head. Two-die blitz. Nope. Not when you fail a GFI, it's not. It's going to be the 1-die blitz on the ball carrier instead. And can you believe he got the knockdown here?
I can. Where will the ball fly?
Oh, it goes out of bounds. Oh boy, the fans are just going to throw this. Oh. The ball is going to bounce back and forth. It's going to end up at mid-pitch on the Masters of MAML's 16-yard line. Good dodge by number 8. 2+ pickup. Well done. That's kind of catchy. They're in good position to score 2-0 in this game. And if they do that, they're in great shape to win.
Whew, that was huge.
That was expertly done. Well done. I wouldn't even have considered the one die block on the ball carrier. But the ball carrier wasn't skilled up, right? He didn't have block or dodge. He had block.
He had block.
He had block. Went in for it, worked out, spent the reroll. Man, oh man, oh man. SB Beaver says, Wizard time. On himself? Fourth and perhaps final quarter begins here. Turn 13. That's kind of catchy. It's up 1-0. They have the ball. Masters of MAML are going to have to try to get somebody down there to recover this ball. They're going to start with a 2-die block against Bazinga. They have to follow up due to the frenzy skill. It gives them a 2-die block on number 3 now. They get a POW here as well. Well done. That was He-Man with Mighty Blow. Mighty Blow didn't come into play. Mighty Blow gives you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll, whichever one you need it on. He was looking for a 9+. He rolled a 6 on the armor roll. Mighty Blow would have made it a 7, still didn't break armor. Two dodges to one die blitz the ball. Carrier got the knockdown. Where's the ball going to scatter? Oh boy. GFI has to pick the ball up with number 10. Beastman has recovered the ball, but can he keep...
Now we might see the wizard.
Failed the dodge with number 11 here. It's going to have to spend the reroll. Got to move number 11 back, but really can't do anything with it. Oh my goodness. This game, man. Takes a 1-die block. Against the Journeyman, gets the knockdown. Well done. He had the block seal, so it's not terribly risky. 37 seconds to go. He has Stratos down on the sideline, but free. Has yet to move Stratos. He's going to move Evil Lyn back to mid-pitch.
Ooh, there's a free wrestle on the ball.
Stratos is going to move back as well. Beastman is all on his own here. Turn 13 to back to That's Kind of Catchy. There's a stand up for an assist. We'll see at least a 2-die block on the ball carrier. Sweet Bunny with good action order here, standing up his down players. Boot polish with the magic wand. Well, you know, one's happened. One's happened.
Sometimes twice in a row.
In this game, often twice in a row. Elected not to use the wizard here to get the knockdown. I don't think he needs it. 2 assists on the ball carrier now. He needs 3 assists to make it a 3-die block. So set up his formation first, just in case this blitz goes awry. Food Polish says cages. Beastman doesn't need no stinking cages. He's got block. He'll block for days. Great action order here by Sweet Bunny. All right, here's the wrestle blitz. 2-die wrestle blitz. Gets the POW. Doesn't need to wrestle. Where's the ball going to scatter? Breaks armor. Gets a stun. That is a great stun. Ball scatters down to the 12-yard line. And look at that. I see a cage of Foreman. Two-plus ball pickup works out, and there she's going to move back into that cage. Holy moly. That's kind of catchy. He's going to recover this ball. The Masters of MAML have their work cut out for them. They have 3 turns to try to get this ball back and score. – 13 seconds left, but that'll be the turn. Turn 14 back at the Masters of MAML. They have 1 reroll remaining, and they still have a wizard to get through. .30 seconds down in turn 14. The Masters of MAML trying to figure out their most optimal move here to try to get this ball. They have 3 turns to try to score. I bet you he wishes he was a Wood Elf team right about now. 2-die blitz, frenzy follow-up to a 1-die. It happens to work out here.
Yeah, War Dancer would definitely come in handy.
It sure would. Under a minute to play here in turn 14. Every single one of these turns is critical for the Masters of MAML if they want to continue their run here in the Chaos Cup. I think Dead Fred said it best. You know what? She just got to lean into the Elf BS. It's time for some Elf BS. 2-die block gets the knockdown with Evelyn.
I bet New Barino wishes he had some wrestle right now.
Going to mark the front of this cage, or the rear of this cage, I suppose, from this angle. It's going to negate these 2 assists, but is he going to dodge into blitz, is the question. Failed the dodge. He is dodging in. It's a 5+ dodge. He spends the reroll. Oh, it works out into an uphill block. It's going to be a sidestep push. Wow.
I'd say that was worth trying.
Oh, I don't know. He's out of rerolls now. Gets the push. A follow-up to mark the ball carrier. He knows. He's well aware that double ones, snake eyes, they get rolled. He's hoping they get rolled here. Turn 14 now for That's Kind of Catchy. I have to imagine they're going to try to trundle this ball down pitch. Starts the drive with a 2-die blitz on marking player He-Man. He's going to get the POW. That frees up the Witch Elf. Number 1, are you not entertained? What's she gonna do? She's got lots of options. Gonna get the 2-die against Tila. Probably save that for a little bit later. That's a 2-die with a Journeyman. Artificial Bunny, if you win your game tonight, How you feeling about going up against That's Kind of Catchy?
Well, I've been wanting a bunny off since the league started, so
You might get your wish.
I'm hoping for it.
2-die block against number 11. It's gonna get a knockdown. No fouls despite the bribes that both coaches earned on that one kickoff event. They each have a bribe.
He-Man's looking like a tasty target right around now.
Sidestep. The sidestep Witch Elf. She's going to move all the way to the left sideline. She is not afraid of being surfed. She can sidestep. Might see a half cage set up here. Nope, he doesn't feel that threatened. Doesn't want to give up that much pitch. Stays spread out a little further. I think this is totally fair and well done. You can see he's got 2 spaces between these players. Each of these players is exerting tackle zones in all their adjacent spaces. So setting up 2 spaces apart like that means he's controlling so much of the pitch.
Gives them so many more rolls to have to get through if they try and dodge in.
Indeed. 2-die block here against Stratos. It looks like he's deciding between wrestle and push. Decided on the wrestle. Good dodge. Didn't take the 2-die block. Took the dodge with the Journeyman instead. Turn 15 for the Masters of MAML. They've got to end this turn in scoring position. They've got a number of players, once they stand up, that will be there, but they got to get this ball back. I think at this point in the game, they've just got to put their faith in Nuffle. Let's see. If he could blitz down the ball. Let's say the ball ends up here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He's looking at a long pass to a long bomb.
And a whole lot of dodges.
He's looking at a lot of dice rolls. And a number of them are not pretty dice rolls here. And he has no re-rolls remaining. Starts off the turn with a 2-die block. All of these blocks are risky at this point. Gets the knockdown. After this game, we're going to have our second semifinal matchup. It's going to be immediately after this game. We're not going to stop the stream. We're just going to get right into it. And that will be Skaven versus Dwarves. That's also an interesting matchup. That's slow and sturdy versus lightning fast and fragile. That's also going to be a good one.
I should have named my team the Glass Cannons.
Boot Polish says the lack of fouls and fireballs is disappointing. This isn't called Touchdown Bowl. This is called Fireball Bowl, okay? Masters of MAML repositioning here, but they're running out of players to action with, and they need to end this turn in scoring position. They have the players there, but they got to get the ball back or else this ball's going to be too far away. 10 seconds to go. Four seconds. Here's the blitz. He's got to get through these dodges. That's 1. That's 2. 1-die blitz gets a skull. That's not going to be enough.
That was a lot further than I expected.
Well done. Turn 15 for That's Kind of Catchy. They're going to move this ball all the way down pitch and put it almost out of contention at this point. They'll probably blitz down Trapjaw. And I think it's going to leave nobody who can get to the ball. It's going to depend if he GFIs or not. Or he could hand off and guarantee it. Berserker Temp says, so he forgot he had a wizard? No. Now, if something happens, if El Nubarino, well, he can still do it at the end of his turn. He hasn't really needed it. Under a minute and turn 15 for That's Kind of Catchy. They're in the lead 1-0. They have one reroll. They have one wizard. They have one bribe. They're going to set up a protective unit here for the ball carrier. There she goes. She's going to run down to the opposing 6-yard line. And That's Kind of Catchy. Sweet Bunny's going to put tackle zones between the ball carrier and everyone else. Indeed, the blitz is coming down on Trapjaw. It's going to be a wrestle result, but that is okay. That is enough because, as you can see, Trapjaw can no longer really get anywhere. He can still get to the ball carrier, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough.
I think I discovered El Nubarino's mistake for this season.
What's that?
He forgot to hire Stinkor.
I'm glad you know, Masters of the Universe, fellas. Failed dodge here. It was a 50-50 dodge, didn't work out. That will be it for That's Kind of Catchy. Final turn of the game for the Masters of MAML. A whole lot's going to have to go right for them to score a touchdown on this turn. Can they do it? They need a player to make the blitz. They need a player to pick up and pass the ball. They'll need a player to dodge and hand the ball off. Let's go. Whoa, that's not... Oh, gosh. All right. Anytime I see a move that's not a move that needs to be done, I get worried. Here's the blitz. Good dodge. Failed the second dodge. That's going to do it. That's Kind of Catchy is going to advance to the Chaos Cup Finals. One turn left in this game. Are they in scoring position?
Nope.
They can't score.
One short.
They've still got a wizard. They still got a foul. They still got a blitz. They got some blocks. Final turn of the game. They're going to win this one 1-0. Figuring out the best action to do. He's going to move the ball down pitch anyway, because why not? One minute, 3 seconds left in this ball game. Not a whole lot to figure out here. He's trying to optimize his blocks. Boot Polish says, well played. Now fireball something.
And step on someone.
Does he have a good fireball? He doesn't have a good fireball, so I'd probably lightning bolt instead. Yes, and definitely step on someone. I'd want to get that mighty blow block off here with number 3. I'd probably pull in the journeyman for that. 14 seconds left in this ball game. I imagine some GGs are going back and forth between the coaches here. That's just gonna be it. That's the end of the game. 1-0. That's kind of catchy. He's gonna win this one. The number 3 blitzer. That was a great game. The number 3 blitzer is going to be the MVP for That's Kind of Catchy.
Oh, and the injured Clawful.
Clawful, sadly, the MVP for the Masters of MAML. Look at this ball possession by That's Kind of Catchy. 68% of the game, they controlled the ball versus just 6% by the Masters of MAML. That's Kind of Catchy. Just could not be stopped in this game. Still a great game. Held to a 1-0 score. That's Kind of Catchy. He's going to pick up 12 SPP in this game. The Masters of MAML got nothing except their MVP. They're going to pick up 5 on Clawful, which is probably not the player they wanted it on. And that's going to do it for this one. So That's Kind of Catchy. He's going to advance to the finals. And as we can see, my code is I neglected to consider the brackets here, so the finals won't populate until the finals scheduled. But trust me, That's Kind of Catchy. He's advancing to the finals. All right. Well, we're gonna have the next game coming up immediately. Yeah, Artificial Bunny?
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
I wish you the best of luck. Good luck in your game. We're all looking forward to it. Good luck to Doug the Minotaur as well. It's bound to be a fun one.
And in the spirit of the doubleheader, Minin has 2 heads and is hopefully going to be doing a lot of scoring.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. And that's it. That'll do it for this first game. This second game is going to start up right now. So why don't we look at the teams while they get themselves situated? We'll keep an eye on Discord as well. Boy, what a game that was. What a game that was.